Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a bridal makeup look. So a lot of you were requesting that I do a bridal makeup look this year, so this is what I came up with. To begin, I'm using the MAC Fast Response Eye Cream, and I like to use this on brides because it contains caffeine and it really helps prep the eye area, plus brings down any bags if you didn't get a lot of sleep or anything like that. And now I'm using the Sephora Beauty Amplifier. I've been really into lip plumping products, so I'm just using this as a treatment prior to applying lip products later on. So this is just going to help plump up my lips. Now for my face, I'm using my Tatcha Gold Camellia Oil, and I'm applying this all over my face. I have dry skin, and I wanted to have a little bit of a glow with the foundation I'm using next. It's really important to use a primer on your wedding day. This is going to help prolong your foundation and your makeup. So this one is a pore refining primer. It's from Dr. Brandt. This is going to smooth out any fine lines, pores, fill them all in, and your foundation is going to go on smoothly. So now I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in the stick form. For my own wedding day, I use the Makeup Forever foundation, the HD foundation. Now they have the Ultra HD and the stick. So I think this stick is a phenomenal idea, especially for brides, because if you're doing your own makeup, you can bring this stick along with you and touch up your face throughout the day if you need to. On my wedding day, I didn't have to do any touch-ups. My foundation lasted, and I did a lot of the steps that I'm doing in this video. This is an HD foundation, so it's going to look amazing in flash photography. And I'm just putting some of that foundation on my ears as well, because when you flush, your ears turn red. And you're going to want to make sure that you put the foundation on that part so that you don't see that in photos and things like that. So now I'm just making sure I bring it down my neck, press it in around my nose, just making sure that I really blend that foundation in. Now for my brows, I'm using my NYX Micro Brow. This is just my favorite brow product. I recommend using all your favorite products on your wedding day because then you know you'll love your makeup. Now I'm using this MAC Brow Fix. It is a wax. This is just going to put my brow hairs in place so that I don't overfill. Sometimes I can, so this is just a step I like to take when I want to make sure that my brows look their most natural and not to overdo it. Because on my wedding day, I know I wanted to go for more of a natural look. For this look, it's a lot more than I wore on my own wedding day, but I definitely would do something like this now, looking back. If I could do something else for my wedding look, this is what I wanted to do for this video, something that I would personally wear on my wedding day. So I'm just filling in my brows like normal, and then I'm going to take some MAC Studio Finish Concealer and just clean up underneath my brows. Layering and priming is so important when you're doing your wedding makeup, so I'm using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot and applying this all over my lids. So normally I use soft ochre. You can use any type of priming product on your lids that you want, but I do recommend priming your lids. And now I'm going back to set my brows. Sometimes I do my gel later just to make sure that I'm liking the way my brows look, but this is going to keep your eyebrows in place. It's like cement for your brows. It's amazing. It's the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel, and it's my favorite brow gel. I wanted to do a really romantic look, use pinks, purples, just a really dusty, rosy mauve type look. And I'm starting out with Cupcake from Makeup Geek on a large blending brush. And I'm not using a traditional eyeshadow brush to pack this on my eye. I just want to lightly buff this on my lid just to get a nice wash of color. This is just going to help keep the look really soft and well blended. Next, I'm using the shade Petal Pusher, also from Makeup Geek. I was specifically asked to use Makeup Geek shadows in an upcoming video, so for the person who requested that, this is for you. I am using my Makeup Geek shadows. So I'm applying this in my crease, just buffing out that cupcake color on the lid just to give a nice transition shade, and we're just lightly putting this in that crease just to give a little bit of dimension. Next, I'm taking the shade Vintage from Makeup Geek, and I'm applying this in my outer corner of my eye just to bring more dimension to the eye look as well. After every time I lay down a color, I always like to go back and blend everything out. This is just going to ensure that you get that soft, smoky eye you're looking for. The next shadow I'm going to be using is Sorbet from Makeup Geek, and this is just a really soft, pale pink matte shade that is perfect for a brow bone highlight for this look. It's just going to really complement the look really well. The next shadow I'm going to be using is Cherry Cola from Makeup Geek, and this is a really pretty red tone shadow that's going to really make your eye color pop. It's going to work on every single eye color, and I'm just lightly applying this along the lash line just so that my eyelashes blend in with my lash line a little bit better. But this is just so subtle, but it's going to make your eye color pop. You can definitely tell with my green eyes that this really brings out my eye color. Now I'm just going to apply a thin coat of mascara because we will be applying falsies, but I like to apply the mascara first so I don't ruin my false lashes, and the mascara is just going to help blend in my eyelashes with my falsies. And I always recommend opting for a waterproof mascara, even if you're not a crier like I am. I still wore waterproof mascara and I ended up shedding a few tears, so I'm really glad that I chose waterproof. So now I'm just applying my lashes, and these are the Velour Fluff and Wispy. I was deciding between the Fluff and Edgy and the Fluff and Wispy. If these are too much for you, go with the Fluff and Edgy. They're more subtle. These ones are a little bit more dramatic, but I wanted a little bit more drama to the look. So now I'm using the Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This is just going to help brighten up my under eyes, and if you have some darkness or anything like that, this is just going to bring your eyes a little bit forward, add some light to that area so they don't look so dark and sunken in like mine can. Now I'm combining 2 colors of concealer. This is the Sephora Gel Serum. You don't need to do 2 concealers, but this concealer I tried first was a little bit too dark for me, so I wanted to add a little bit of a lighter concealer to mix in with that just to make it so it's the proper color for me. I always do a lot of mixing on brides too, just because I always want to get the proper color. Really take your time with your look, practice it, but I just had to mix the 2 shades because I wanted it to be perfect. I'm going to set the under eyes right away, and this is the Estee Edit Flash Photo Powder, made specifically for photography, and this is just going to make your skin look camera ready. So I'm applying this to my under eye first, but I will go back and use this powder all over my face, but I'm not done using my cream products yet. So now I'm going to put a little bit of MAC Costa Riche in my waterline, just the outer corner of my waterline, because I don't want to close off my eyes. If you have smaller eyes and you put a liner in your whole waterline, it's going to make them look smaller. So I didn't want that. I wanted my eyes to continue to look bigger and bright. Then I'm just taking a little bit of Vintage, putting that on the 2/3 of my eye, I'd say. I didn't put it right into my inner corner. And then I'm taking a little bit of that Cherry Cola and applying it to the very outer corner of my eye. And that's going to complete our lower lash line. And then we're going to go in with mascara. You can use as little or as much as you like. I'm putting on quite a bit for this look just to balance out the large lashes I have on top, but you can put as little as you want. I know some people don't even like mascara on their lower lashes, so just do whatever you want. As I said earlier, layering is really important for long-lasting makeup. And you don't want to cake on the product, you want to use just a very light amount. So I'm going in with this Makeup Forever contour palette. I'm using the contour shade, and I'm just applying this very lightly on the back portion of my cheekbones. I don't need to bring it down as low as some people do. I just like it on the very back portion of my particular face, but depending on your face shape, you can bring it lower if you like, but I don't need it brought down too much. I already have quite prominent bone structure. So now I'm using the highlight shade in the palette and applying that as a base, and then I'm going in with this Makeup Revolution blush palette, taking that shade right there, and I'm going to apply this as my blush base. So I used a contour base, a blush base, and a highlight base. So all the powder products you put on top are going to last a little bit longer. So this is just our base. We're not putting on a ton of product. As you can see, we're just very lightly putting on all these products so it doesn't cake up. It still looks very skin-like, but we want it to be long-lasting. We're creating like a sandwich of makeup. Now for my nose, I'm just going to go through this quite fast. You can contour your nose if you like. I wanted to for this look, just to tie everything together, so I'm just doing that right now, and it helps when you add a little bit of the highlight shade when you have your contour down, just to blend everything together. I'm also going to contour my forehead a little bit, so I'm adding a little bit to my temples along the top of my forehead, and I'm just going to make sure I really blend everything out. After all our cream products are done, we're going to go back in with that Estee Edit Flash Photo Powder and just set the rest of the face. Now I want to bring back some color to my skin, so I'm going to go ahead and bronze. I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in the shade Bronzer. For blush, I'm using one of the new luminous blushes from Becca. This is in the shade Camellia. These blushes are extremely pigmented, so a little goes a very long way. I'm using a duo fiber brush to apply this product because it is so pigmented. You might want to put on a little bit more blush than you're used to show up in photos. It's also the first thing to fade, so you might want to go a little heavier handed on the blush. For highlight, I wanted a subtle glow. I didn't want anything to stand out for a wedding highlight, so I'm using Bobbi Brown Pink Glow, and it's a subtle highlight that gives a beautiful skin-like finish and just gives a really pretty pink sheen, which I thought tied the look together nicely. So I'm just going to mute out my lips with my foundation brush. Just whatever is left on the brush is fine. And then for my lip liner, I'm going to be using Kylie's Candy K, and this matches my actual lip color quite well. So that's why I'm going with this, because I wanted it to be a subtle outline of my lips. And then for my lip color, I'm going to go with a liquid lipstick. Actually two, I'm going to be mixing. And I like liquid lipstick because it's very long wearing. So I'm going in with these two new shades from Ofra. They're sold out right now, but they will be restocked, I believe. So I will link them down below, but you just got to keep a lookout. They sold out twice so far, so they're very popular. So the first shade is called Charmed, the second is called Aries, and that creates the lip color I'm going for. And then I wanted to top it with a gloss. This is from Estee Edit, and this is a photo gloss as well. It has a blue tinge to it, so it's going to make your teeth look really white in photos. Now this is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I used this on my wedding day as well. This locks your makeup in place and lets it last 16 hours. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this wedding makeup look. Congratulations if you are getting married, and if you do use this look, please tag me. I'd love to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.